The light arrives before you do. It finds the counter, the stone, the mug, and settles in long, cool shadows, as though it has been here every morning, which it has. Welcome to the styled space. This kitchen was not designed to impress. It was designed to meet you. The sage cabinets, the open shelves, the hand-thrown mug already in its place. Every object chosen once, kept for years, and kept still. A quiet luxury kitchen does not announce itself. It simply asks whether you are ready to slow down enough to notice, and then it waits. If you felt yourself exhale just now, subscribe, leave a like, and tell us in the comments what this home reminded you of.
There is a reason the farmhouse sink is always placed below the window. Some things need light to do their work, and some things need company to do theirs. This sink, deep cream porcelain, worn to a quiet gloss, holds a soap dish worn small at its corner, 3 stems of dried lavender in a glass, and nothing else. The basin is clean. The morning has rinsed through it. Through the window, a fig tree, a stone wall, the beginning of a garden. The most honest corner in any kitchen is usually the one that faces outside.
A shelf tells the truth about its owner, not what they want you to see, what they actually reach for in the early hours before the day begins. 3 stacked bowls, a jar of dried rosemary, 1 pampas stem at the end, pale and still. A wooden board resting on its edge, pale at the center from long use. Nothing in a straight line, everything within reach. This is not a shelf designed for a photograph. It is a shelf designed for a life, and the difference is visible if you slow down enough to look. If beauty like this lives in the small things for you too, subscribe, leave a like, and tell us what small thing you love in your own home. A counter that has never been used looks like a counter that has never been lived beside. This one is different. The soapstone holds a mineral ring from where the mug has sat for years. The cutting board is pale at its center. The lemon haft this morning faces down, already giving what it has to give. The wooden crock of spoons has been in exactly this position, on this counter, for longer than anyone can say. This is what slow morning ritual looks like. Not curated, not arranged, simply present, morning after morning, because this is where everything belongs. There is a particular 4 minutes that belongs entirely to you, the 4 minutes between lighting the burner and the kettle's readiness. No one can ask anything of you in those minutes. The copper kettle holds its warmth unevenly, oxidized bright at the grip, dark at the seam. The first wisps of steam have just arrived, pale, unhurried, dissolving before they reach the ceiling. Beside it on the counter, the oatmeal mug waits with the patience of something that has done this before. This is the most sacred quiet in any morning kitchen, the act of waiting, made beautiful by a room that understands what it is for. If the light in this kitchen made you want a cup of something warm, there is a kind of decision that only reveals its wisdom slowly. A painted cabinet in sage, chosen years ago, perhaps on a Saturday morning with a paint card held up to the light, is that kind of decision. The paint has worn softer at the door edges. Each brass pole has oxidized to its own shade of antique gold. The light at this hour catches the cabinet faces at a low angle and shows what good age looks like. Not tired, not replaced, but settled, completely itself. Some kitchens age like a hurry. This one has aged like a long, unhurried decision, made once, kept well, and trusted to become more beautiful than anyone imagined. No two handmade tiles are the same. The glaze varies. One tile slightly warmer, one with a faint blush, one with a crackle where the clay cooled too quickly. The light catches each one differently, at this hour, from this angle. This is a kitchen where someone chose materials that took time to exist. The tile, the stone, the dried thyme hung from the hood months ago and left because it was still beautiful and there was no hurry. Some rooms feel like they were made by a machine. Some rooms feel like they were made by a person who knew exactly what mattered, and this is one of them.
None.
After a room like that, the quiet stays with you, even as something alive meets you at the window. A pot of rosemary on the stone sill, a smaller pot of thyme beside it. The late morning light enters from behind them and makes the needles glow, gray-green at the tips, translucent at the edges. Through the glass, a courtyard, a climbing vine, the impression of a garden that never needed to be anything else. There is something particular about a kitchen that keeps something living near the light. It says, quietly, that someone here understands what a morning is for. The weave of a linen towel, the grain of an oak board at its most used center, the rim of a hand-thrown bowl where the glaze thins and the clay shows through. These are not details you notice from the doorway. They are details that reward the person who stays long enough to look closely, who slows enough to see that the most beautiful things in this kitchen are not the expensive things or the new things, but the things that carry time. The ring from this mug on this stone is not a flaw, it is a record. Every morning that has happened here is held in this counter's surface. A halved lemon, face down. A small pile of rosemary needles in the corner. A paring knife resting diagonally, its wooden handle worn at the grip. The cutting board pale at its center, from this morning and 100 mornings before it. This is what a good morning leaves behind. Not disorder, but evidence. The proof that something was made here, carefully, without hurry, for no one but the person who needed it. The board does not look like a new board. It looks like a board that has been chosen, used, maintained, and trusted with every morning meal for years. There is no object in this kitchen more honest than this one. A bundle of dried eucalyptus, tied with jute, hung from a small iron hook months ago, and left there because it was still beautiful, and because no one was in a hurry to take it down. The stems are dark and dry, the leaves silver green and flattened, the jute knot hand-tied and honest. The late morning light enters from behind and makes the leaves semi-translucent at their edges, a last living warmth in something that has finished living and stayed beautiful anyway. This kitchen keeps things not because it cannot let them go, but because it knows that some beauty does not expire. None. The stillness stays with you, even as the light changes. And it has changed. Where the morning entered from the left, cool and raking and new, the afternoon arrives from a different angle entirely. It falls across the tile floor in a long diagonal stripe of amber. The cabinet faces in this new light show things the morning did not. The faint brush marks in the paint, the shine of brass from a new direction, a warmth in the sage that reads almost golden. The kitchen is the same kitchen, but the morning has moved through it and left it more itself than before. There is a kind of mourning you carry with you into the rest of the day, not because anything remarkable happened, but because nothing was asked of it except to be itself. The mug is back in its place. The cutting board is clear. The kettle rests on the range. The sage cabinets hold the amber light of late afternoon in their paint, and the terracotta floor glows as if it has been holding this warmth all day. The open shelves, the honed stone, the window with its rosemary pot, all of it exactly where it was at first light, unchanged, deepened. This is what a morning kitchen gives you when you let it. Not a beautiful room, but a beautiful beginning, and the quiet certainty that getting up for it was always worth it. If this video gave you something you needed today, subscribe, leave a like, and let us know in the comments what you'll take from it.